All right. So now in this video, I'm just gonna kind of drop some value bombs on you, as I like to say. So I'm gonna walk through kind of from the top to the bottom and give you some ideas, whether you want to implement this yourself, maybe you have a team already, or if you want to work with us for us to implement this for you. Okay, so like I mentioned at the top, traffic is key. What we like to do is, especially if you're an influencer, you already have some kind of content. You already have some kind of videos or blogs already written. Okay, maybe you haven't posted it. So great. We're going to repurpose all that content. Start pulling in the people who may be interested in your offer. Right? Retargeting them. This is great for video because you can retarget people who watch like a section of your video. And that means they're kind of engaged. So we're not here to just sell them right away. Like many people have, they just put out an ad and boom, to like 10,000 people or 100,000 people, they start promoting their offers. We like to first pull them in first, and then as we build that retargeting list and create lookalike audiences, then you kind of get more aggressive in your approach of ads. That's when you can start pitching more, because they already have that kind of rapport with you. They already know kind of who you are, and you've given them some value already, so that they trust you a bit more. Make sense? Now you want to start moving that traffic over from Facebook, of course, or LinkedIn or YouTube to your own asset. All of this you see are assets. You work on it once and it pays you forever. That's the goal of this. You obviously tweak it as we go along, but really once this is said and done, it is a great piece of digital real estate in your business. Now, the Quizlander, we don't start off with the quiz yet. Like I mentioned, there's different pieces, different stages to this, different levels. So what we do is normal lead gen form to one bridge page. All of the scripts, the emails, the pages, we already have, templatized. We already have winning formulas. The emails are just pretty much fill in the gap kind of stuff. I might show you in some later videos. Making it super easy for you. You're not guessing your way. You're not having to kind of learn so much up front. We're doing the heavy lifting for you, like I like to say. We've done the initial kind of research and work for you to find out what's working. You just have to, the way this deal works is you come in, we do the infrastructure and automations and the setup. You just bring your expertise, your ideas, your content, and pretty much we merge the two together. That's why this deal works so well. All right, bring your creativity with our kind of like logic and analytics and kind of planning, organization, and link them up together. Okay. So really, this will start with lead gen form to a bridge page. Just you kind of just having a personal video, tackling your objections, tell them, look, nothing's for sale here. I'm just going to provide some value first of all, and then see the idea that over a few days they're going to be getting emails and probably like Facebook bot and stuff. I know some people like to drop a one-time offer and stuff like that, but why would I do that? Why would I like make sales for a $7 offer and at the same time create friction for something like a webinar offer or like a launch offer, which is going to be much higher priced? All right, I'm getting $37 here, but I'm potentially losing the ability to have that person as $1,000 customer. That's why I don't like to do it. Plus, everyone's seen funnels. When they opt in, they kind of expect a pitch nowadays. So there is a bit of a breath of fresh air to see someone say just a hello, give them some advice, give them one tip, and then send them over to whatever they opted in for. So yes, this is an indoctrination piece, but not designed like to go to a VSL. It's more designed to get them on the webinar, right? So this is stage 3. I'm talking about level 3. After we've done the rapid results campaign, after we created evergreen campaign for you, this is the kind of end result that you can expect. So we have that one piece. We'll start off that one piece, and over time we'll add more pieces of content, which will have email sequencing, Facebook bots, retargeting, all the latest technology. Even when they come to see the video, they're going to resume the video if they haven't finished watching it. And the main goal is to get it out there. Like I said, it's just to get it out there because you want to know where the bottlenecks are, where the constraints are in your funnel. Is it people not opting in? Is it they're going to the page but not clicking through? Maybe that's the issue. Maybe there's an issue with the video. Maybe there's an issue with the page. Maybe the link is broken. You never know. It's happened to me many times. Maybe they're watching the video but not registering for the webinar. That means there might be something wrong with the video or the call to action. If they are registered for the webinar but they're not attending, maybe something wrong here. If they are attending but not sticking on the webinar to see the offer, then it's probably an issue with the webinar presentation. This is why I'm a big believer in tracking. I like to track stuff. Everything you see here will be tracked. We're going to see the flow. We're going to see all the drop-off rates. You're going to see the leads, where they go, who watches the webinar, for how long they watch the webinar, why they dropped off. And as they go through these pieces, the registration, action guide, which they can print for the webinar, voice broadcast, of course, to get that nice extra personal touch from you, which obviously be a pre-recorded audio. It won't be you literally calling them, but it's automated voice call to their phone if they leave their phone number. That's something to test as well once it comes to your funnel or your market. But again, depending on where they dropped off the webinar, where they kind of continued watching to, maybe watch the whole thing, we can retarget them, pick them via GTM, which is Google, the Google Tag Manager. And again, update the retargeting audiences. As people go through this funnel, you're going to see these little bubbles. So whatever they are in the process, whatever offer they're seeing, they're going to get a slightly different retargeting ad, matching where they are in the funnel. Pretty powerful. Okay, so if they need to take action here, they're going to get a retargeting ad to make them take action on the very step they left off at. Okay, it's like reading a book. Got a little bookmark. You can resume where you are pretty quickly. Okay, you don't have to search around, click emails. Although emails is going to be a big driver of it too. We're using all the tools you can. Now here's where it gets interesting, because like I said, everyone has a different journey. Not everyone's going to take action. Of course, the perfect scenario in the world would be they go through this, boom, they go through one video, they watch your webinar, and they go to your sales page and then buy right away and become a customer. Great. They jump on the call with you, they book your $10,000 high ticket offer. Life is good. Okay. But of course, ironically, it doesn't work that way. Hence why we have all these other steps. So say someone hasn't kind of, if either they go just in time, so they watch the webinar right away, the live version, or they book another day, so they get a reminder sequence, of course. But if they don't show up to the webinar, we're not going to, one, don't send them a replay. I've got stats to back it up. In fact, I'll probably show you. Nope, that's not the one. So check this out. This is an older webinar we ran a while back. I think it was 2 years ago. But the data is excellent to show this, just to really knuckle this point in for you. If you're not doing this right away, this can essentially double your webinar right away. So plenty of traffic, plenty of registrants, plenty of live attendees. Look at this. Broadcast length of the webinar, 1 hour 42. Maybe a bit on the long side, maybe pretty average for this industry. Somewhere like 2.5 hours I've seen. Look at that, average time in live room, 1 hour 24 minutes, 40 seconds, whatever. Average time in replay room, 32 minutes of the same webinar, by the way. And it doesn't stop there. Look at that, 52% saw the full live webinar. Only 13% saw the replay. The numbers aren't really stacking up for the replay. Look at this, 9 clicks versus 247. And yes, you can argue, okay, yes, there were more live attendees and replay attendees here, but there's not that much of a contrast to justify these kind of clicks or these kind of attendance rates. And obviously the live room and the average time in live room. These people are seeing the offer. These people aren't even seeing the offer. Huge difference. Hence the clicks are so low, because they're not even seeing your pitch. Kind of sucks. All right. This is why I do not send people to a replay. I see many people doing it. It doesn't work as well as you think. All right. And just because someone didn't, where is it? Just because someone didn't see your webinar the first time, yeah, they were probably busy. They probably had other stuff to do. There's no point in sending a replay and kind of giving up there. I like to have an encore webinar. So if they didn't register, I do have a follow-up sequence to get them to register again live for the live version. When I say live, I don't mean actual live, like you have to do these webinars, although I recommend to do a few live ones to get the best version of the webinar. I mean like on demand. Okay, so register, there's going to be a video view. To them, it's going to appear live. They can't click, they can't skim through the webinar, they can't really pause it. That's what I mean by live, okay? It's really just say kind of on demand. Now, if they don't attend that again, then they're going to be pushed into like a no-show sequence, which will be the Rep Results campaign, which I have many videos on. Okay, I'm not going to really dive into this too deep in this video, but if you look probably on this page or in previous videos I've made, then I'm going to really break down this whole Rep Results campaign and why it's so important. But let's just focus on webinar stuff because this is the overall picture. Now, if they have bailed early, then we can move them into the sequence, or we can just move everyone up here. So if someone who hasn't bought, they saw the webinar, but for some reason they clicked maybe, but they didn't buy, there's some reason in their mind why they didn't buy. Nobody just sticks on, like an hour, 90 minutes on a webinar and, just drops off and be like, okay, yeah, I don't want to buy it. Like, there's obviously some reason, they want it for some reason because they stayed for the pitch, but it's something that made them, not buy. Maybe it's a money issue, maybe some kind of, internal objection, which is why it needs to be handled if you want to increase your sales. That's why all these people are kind of moved into this automation. If they stayed on till the offer, then they're going to be pushed into this sequence, the objection handling sequence. It depends on how many videos I'm do. 2 works well, so this is just be extra value. This is kind of like extension of the webinar. Just any points you couldn't really cover on a webinar, which has to be kind of limited. You can't really talk forever. Then this is your opportunity to kind of share more value, tackle any objections they may have, any questions you've received. If this is kind of your first time doing it live, you're going to get an idea of what people are kind of, where their stumbling blocks are. That's why you have these videos here. Then after this is done, we kind of want to kind of light that fire, kind of increase the pace, inject that urgency and scarcity to get them to take action. Like, I've been I'm guilty of this too. If something's kind of like in the near future, or if it's just left open, there's no real urgency for me to do it, then I probably won't do it. Okay. Once there's a deadline and there's a certain time limit to get this stuff done or to take action, it's going to work very, very well, especially for like an offer like this, because they're literally on the fence. By this point, if they're still engaged with your content and your emails, they are literally just, it could be one email away, one video away to get them as a sale. And especially if you sell like $1,000 offer, it's going to add up quite quickly. So there's certain kind of criteria for these emails. We don't just send emails going, hey, check out the webinar, hey, check out the webinar. We mix it up. There's different angles. So I've got FAQ page with cliff notes. You may have seen other people do this. Nice little cliff notes, like a short version of the webinar, just like the summary. So people kind of recap the value that they've received. Because honestly, like if you're on 90 minutes, you're going to forget some of the stuff you were showed or taught. It's a great little recap. Plus opportunity for you to handle those questions, objections. Sometimes people who I work with, they have like a video, like a hangout, just like a Q&A kind of chilled hangout with the people here. Especially if you're doing this live, it's great to have just kind of that another live Q&A, even though there is one on the actual webinar, but just like another one to tackle any further questions. And again, opportunity to pitch the offer. And this time, tell them, look, this is a go away. This is a great opportunity for you to inject that kind of urgency and scarcity. And here we got the case study, of course, case studies and the bonuses. You may see I've got dedicated highlighted here. Now, the reason for dedicated, because if you remember, with this kind of Quizlander, which you'll eventually get to work on this, as we get more feedback, we kind of survey your list, survey your customers, your prospects, why didn't buy, why did your customers buy? We're going to get more ideas. We're going to see where kind of your market, what kind of buckets your market falls into. For example, super basic example, the make money online niche. As everyone's super familiar with. If someone's a beginner who's never just started, just found this stuff, just getting into it, it's going to have a different message. You're going to have a different message to that person than someone who's an intermediate, who's been like a freelancer for 2 years and still struggling, doesn't know what to do, wants to kind of get more money, have that freedom in their life. A little bit of a different pitch, right? Or different kind of tip or value proposition. Then bridge page number 3 could be someone advanced, someone who has their own agency, or someone who already making money, or like an affiliate marketer, for example. This is for like affiliate marketing webinar. Someone who's already an affiliate marketer making like 10,000 a month, wants to kind of increase their income, and again, maybe systemize things, maybe hire a team. That kind of person. All want to make money, right? Very different message to those people. So if you don't have this in place in your business, you're just literally telling them the same message to everyone. It's like having a doctor, and every person that comes to see a doctor, he just says, okay, this is what you're going to do. Okay, here's the thing, I know your problem, here's what you're going to do. It's not as effective. That's the word. So that's why we have this kind of Quizlander. And of course, that's a very broad example. I mean, you must have some very mass market offer. Probably great for like affiliate marketing or something. But that's an example. Go out with coaches, go out for like health stuff. Split this different buckets, like obviously weight loss, like male or female, or like whatever issues they have. Maybe it's like they want to gain muscle or they want to lose fat. You get the idea. But what's not only is this great for the front end to kind of indoctrinate them, get them thinking, oh wow, this is so for me. Like this person's totally nailed my problem right off the get-go. Little do they know that they just clicked a little quiz button and then had to opt in and then saw the video, which they basically told you, hey, this is the problem I'm having. It's the beautiful thing about being a funnel designer, a funnel architect. You kind of see the full picture, whereas someone who hasn't really learned about funnels, for them it's like, wow. Now, with the Quizlander, since they've selected those options, later in the process, we can have a dedicated case study. If a beginner's seeing this, then you can show them a case study of someone who was a beginner and had success starting from zero. Awesome for a beginner, right? Whereas if you show that to someone else who's already making $10,000 a month, that case study is not going to be that great for them. They're like, okay, I've already done this. Like, this product must not be for me. This must be just aimed at beginners. Okay, that's what they're going to think. And you will unsell that person, even if they come to this process. So you really want to kind of position the case study, relate to them. Let me give you an example of the bonus. If the bonus is like, how to scale your affiliate business from 10,000 to 50,000. For a beginner, that might be a bit intimidating. They might like, okay, I'm not at 10,000, I don't want to have a team yet, or, anything to do with that kind of advanced stuff. Whereas to an advanced person, this is like, wow, this is an awesome bonus. Whereas if it was like how to find your niche, then they'd be like, okay, I've done this already like 5 years ago. This is not for me. Like, this is not a great bonus. So always these emails, it's kind of split into those 3 levels again. Even though I haven't really mapped it out here to make it kind of more concise, this part really, there's like 3 different pages for depending on the bucket. Of course, this is advanced tactics. We don't do this right from the beginning. This is after we create the first kind of initial version 2.0, version 3.0. Then later we start adding all these advanced stuff, these advanced features. But just to get an idea, if you're already at that level in your business, really good thing to try out. Okay, very, very powerful. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, of course, as I've gone through this, then you got the final day. You send 3 emails saying, look, this is closing down. You're going to miss out. Here's all people who've taken action. Here's what they're saying. Okay, hype it up. Like, things are closing down. Like, you got to take action now or you're going to miss out. Like, seriously. And of course, with this, there's going to be a deadline feature enabled. So if they do miss out on this, they can't just refresh the page and there's like a timer that goes back to 0 or back to like 18 hours, whatever. The page generally redirects and they cannot access that page anymore. Whether they change to a mobile device, another laptop, another tablet, whatever, that is going to be closed for them. Even if they change IP, right? Pretty powerful, okay? Pretty powerful. Now, second chance offer, which I've explained rapid results, but pretty much this is for people who, like I say, call your bluff. They haven't really participated. They thought, okay, it's just going to be some, fake deadline. I'm going to still able to buy the product later. Well, sad news for them. They can't buy at this price or they can't get access to certain bonuses. But they will have a chance to buy anyways. Definitely a higher price. Maybe with the bonuses added or not. You can do the third version where you take the product off completely off your market. Maybe if you're doing like an actual live launch. But if it's evergreen, I recommend you have this available. A second chance offer. What I call a silver lining offer. For the people who haven't taken action, or maybe they kind of missed your emails, missed your reminder for some reason, great for the beginning stages. Okay? And then obviously if you become a customer, then we move them ascension sequence. A lot of clients, got to mention, they like to put their kind of strategy session right at the beginning when someone opts in. Now imagine putting that over here. Some people literally have a lead gen going straight to application of cold traffic. That is, you're just going to get a bunch, and no wonder they tell me, oh, it's just a bunch of freebie seekers. People just get on the phone with me and we just talk for half an hour and it goes nowhere and they don't buy anything. Well, no surprise. They're not even warmed up to you. They don't even know what you really offer. You can't really position yourself to them like a celebrity authority figure, honestly. That's why I like to have it at the end. So you get less applications, but those applications are quality people who, don't know how much you accept, how much you price, but like, 1 in 2 times take up your offer for a high ticket offer. That is much more fulfilling for your salespeople, for yourself. If you know that on the call, every time you have a call booked, okay, 1 in 2 chance I'm gonna close this person. Whereas in this case, it's like barely 1 in 10, right? That's much harder to kind of continue going and have fun with it. I like to kind of have this approach. Now, feedback loops, of course, which was why certain people bought, why they didn't buy. We want to get all this information as we're constantly, this is giving us feedback constantly as this is going on to improve the copy, improve the webinar, improve the ads, the emails, everything. Even your sales calls, you're going to find out certain things that people say, like, oh, I never thought of that. It might even give you ideas for future products. Okay, so if you only got one product, that's totally fine. If you have a product for like $47, we are going to start with the Rapid Results campaign. If you have something higher, then of course the webinar funnel. But for like $47 offer, webinar is a bit of an overkill. So this campaign works very well. For any kind of like digital courses, any ebooks you have, it works very, very well. Okay, and we have order bumps, upsells, of course, to increase that average order value. Now, one thing I was going to say is, so say someone's come across this whole sequence. They haven't bought, they've seen all your content, maybe they wanted to buy, maybe they don't have the money. That's fine. They're just going to get plugged back into this kind of sequence, maybe some kind of value sequence, give them more content. But over time, they're going to be pushed into the sequence for the Rapid Results campaign, which then gives them another opportunity to either buy another version of your product. If you have more than 2, great. We can have this for another product. It doesn't stop there, just one. Or it can be like a lighter version of your webinar offer. Okay, pretty handy. So it can be like a lighter version, and that's the model I like to do. I know I've tried the Tripwire model where you slowly sell them like a free DVD offer and then move them up to like an upsell, and then more upsells and downsells, and then you get them on the call or the webinar. I've tried it. I personally like the other model where you kind of go straight to the premium offer, show them what you've got, make the biggest sale, because if you're making $1,000 sale versus a $7 ebook sale, it's going to make a big difference getting an ROI on your time, on your money, and especially for us, because we like to work on a performance basis, right? What I mean by that is like we operate because we can get results. So it makes sense for me to work almost like partners, where we kind of agree on a percentage, and then moving forwards, we build this out for you and get like a small percentage of the revenue or the profits, okay, minus obviously the costs and outgoing costs and cost for tools. Like a partner, I'm in this for the long run. Hopefully you are in this for the long run. People I like to work with are, they have that purpose. They have set on that purpose. They have the content for it. They want to leave an impact. Okay, that's the people I like to work with. So my guess is you're in this for the long term. If this is a hobby for you, or you just kind of have like a lifestyle business, probably not for you, okay? But I want lifelong partnerships. If you feel you want to take this to the next level and have that unfair advantage over your competitors and, over other people promoting the same content as you, bidding on the same traffic as you, then this is potentially for you. I would love to have a chat with you and work out some kind of deal where we work together. We share resources. I bring my team on. If you have your own team, we can combine teams, combine forces, and just move you along at a much faster pace. There's no doubt that with our help, you're going to have it's like we're a catalyst, right? Or like a supercharger in your business to take you to different heights.